also known as Dana.
On this display here are most of the oils that I can find with doTERRA that you can use in cooking. And so today we are cooking an apple pie, and
Let me move my drink. Here's the apples. You don't believe us.
there they are. And then we're also making a sweet potato pie, and I'm cooking some goose, all using the spices with essential oil, or for spice using essential oils. Today for the apple pie we're putting in a cinnamon bark oil and cassia, which is also a type of cinnamon. It has a different flavor. In fact, most of the cinnamon you get in the store is a type of cassia. And the cinnamon bark is more of like the cinnamon bear flavor. And also I'm using cardamom to put in the crust.
What? Wait a second. I did not know this was like cassia. I thought cinnamon was cinnamon. Didn't you? Right?
Well, if you taste
I
that
had no
and then
idea.
taste the cardamom oil, it's fairly...
Cardamom or cinnamon?
Cinnamon. Not the cinnamons. You're getting them mixed up. The cassia. The cassia.
Right.
They
Okay.
taste the same.
Well, I love cassia, but I always thought cassia and cinnamon tasted pretty much the same. I think cassia is a little sweeter than cinnamon, though, right? Is that right?
I mean, smell this and then smell the cassia.
Hold on, I'm licking it. Oh, now I can't smell it because I just tasted the cassia.
And then the cinnamon bark
Oh,
is way strong. Okay, now you're going to like blow your tongue off with that. That's hot.
I love cinnamon. They're
Right.
like those,
Fireball things, right?
the cinnamon sticks back in the day that we used to get. Not saying that we're that old, but seriously. That was good, yummy.
Those are yummy, right?
And you put it in your lip gloss and it like plumps your lips.
All right, so I'm going to get started here. First thing I'm going to do is make a crust. And so I need, there's 3 cups of flour in
You
here.
need?
I need 2.5 cups. I want to leave a little bit of this here for the apples and for rolling out the dough. And then I want to put inside of this flour here, I want to put a couple teaspoons of sugar, and I want a teaspoon of salt in there. Even though there's some salt in the butter, I like a little bit extra. Why is my computer turning off? What in the world?
Let me come over here. Okay.
Got it. Cool. All right, so there's
Just
that.
like any woman loves to see a man cooking in the kitchen, I'm going to sit here and drink my kombucha while I watch him cook.
We need to do some specials. We need to do some special cooking stuff on kombucha because this is a homemade kombucha that Emily's having. And I made it. It's actually just, I use a fireweed tea. Those in the UK will know that plant as the willow herb. And it's a plant that grows in the northern hemisphere.
It tastes like pear. It's really yummy.
And it's just that and a little bit of sugar in the kombucha culture. So we're going to, this may not be the coolest way to do the crust, but it's going to be fast and easy for the show. So we're going to do that.
So it doesn't have to be melted butter.
No, you don't want it melted.
Oh.
You want it hard butter.
Oh.
Actually, usually I do it by hand, but I'm going to try it this time. I didn't do the experiment before this show. So we're going to mix
We're
it up here.
experimenting now. That's
So-
all.
So this will be the crust. And that was a cup of butter, 2.5 cups of flour, and a cup of butter. And this is raw butter that I get from a local farmer. And it just makes it really good. I love it because one of the things is it has a higher fat content in it than the butter you get from the store. And so it makes a more flaky crust. And so I'm going to let that do that. And so here's the apples here. I did about 3 really huge, big Honeycrisp. No, they were Fuji's. They were Fuji's.
Fuji? I'm just going to try one to make sure. We got to make sure it's okay, right?
So I put a cup of sugar in that. And this is more or less just for color. A little bit of extra taste with the powdered cinnamon in there. But I mean, apple pie isn't an apple pie unless it has a little bit of cinnamon to it, right? And then this is good enough on that. And then I'm going to add, like,
10 drops.
you know what? It's overpowering. You don't need that much. I'm going to put 3 drops in there
Oh,
of the cinnamon bark.
I counted.
That was 4? Okay, fine. And then the cassia, I put a bunch in there because it's not as strong as the cinnamon. But I like them both because they both have unique flavors to them. Oh, I forgot to put the cardamom. I'm going to put a couple drops of cardamom in here.
Oh.
If you've ever been over to the Middle East or if you've been over to Eastern Africa, they use a lot of cardamom in their bread and stuff. And also, some places in Europe will put cardamom in their bread. And so I really like that. If you've ever had the African, the East African mandazi, with that special taste to it is the cardamom in there. The next thing I want to do to the apple pie filling is add some flour. I'm not going to add that much, like 2-3 tablespoons. I don't know why my computer keeps turning off like that. That's weird.
It's fine.
Well, I need
That's
to.
what I'm here
next time I'll set it up so it's better. So I'm going to put, like 3 tablespoons or so in there. And the reason why you put flour in here is so that it's not running. It'll turn the juices and stuff into a gravy while it's cooking.
Oh,
So apple
fascinating.
pie gravy. So I probably don't need this many apples,
Apple
but
gravy.
right?
A lot of apple. It's a good apple, though. Good
Yeah.
apple.
So
Oh, the cinnamon.
right?
That is amazing.
Now
so
try
much
it.
better than just like regular powdered cinnamon.
Yeah. Well. Oh, and by the way, the sugar that I used is a natural sugar. It's like one that's like not highly processed. It's turbinado, natural organic sugar. It's got. You see how big the crystals are in there.
Have you heard of monk fruit?
I've heard
Sugar?
of it. I've heard of monk fruit, but I didn't
It's
know there was
really
sugar
low
in it.
on the glycemic index. It's a really healthy sugar. A lot of people are using nowadays.
All right. So now try it.
Oh, with all of the
Yeah.
flour and everything?
Uh huh.
Okay. Well, this should be yummy. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Whoa.
that is like a candy apple. Awesome.
So next thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of water to it. And I didn't have it ready, so I'm going to have to go off the screen for a second.
Jared disappeared.
I'm back! So I add a little bit of water to this, and then make a ball out of it. So I'm just kind of pressing it all together, making sure it sticks good. I don't want to put too much water in there, or else it will turn it more into like a really hard crust. I want it to stay flaky and crumbly, And also, I don't want to work it too terribly much because that'll like start working some of the gluten and stuff in the flour, and I want it to just be a nice. I need to put a little bit more water in there. So we're ready to make our sweet potato pie. I've got my pie crust that I made, and I have sweet potatoes that I just finished cooking. I've got 3/4 cup of sugar, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 3 eggs, and a cup of milk. And I've got a little bit of nutmeg. I wish that there were nutmeg essential oil with doTERRA, but that's okay. We're going to use nutmeg in there. Then we have cinnamon, cassia, ginger, and clove bud. So we're just gonna throw all these things right here in the mixer. Throw our eggs in there. Cream. That is some thick cream.
That is all organic. You need a spatula.
Hold on, I'll get a spatula.
I can use my finger.
No, you can't. Yeah, this is some cream I get from a local farmer. And then, crap, we'll just put it all in at the same time. Why do they have to tell me to mix it differently?
Right.
This is my show. I can do
Right.
it how I want.
Do it the man way.
Right? So
Man
there's
show.
our sugar. It's going to be nice and sweet there.
He
Right.
did the brown sugar first, then the white. He just started it all in.
Why
Let's
not?
share it to the world.
Who said I have to do it the other way?
And all the oils.
So here we go. Count with me. 4 drops of clove. Not clove.
1, 2,
3,
4.
4. Do you see
Okay,
it? Ninja
I'm doing
2.
cassia. Just 2 of cassia?
Okay, you can do 4 with cassia. 1,
Uno,
2,
dos,
3,
tres,
4.
cuatro.
Oh, you got 5.
5.
You did it. You gotta like do the 2 of ginger. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, 3.
3 of ginger.
This is gonna be a good pie.
Cinnamon.
Okay, 2 drops. Do it right this time.
Hold on, 1.
That was 2.
2.
Oh. Okay. You're gonna
You
have
don't want to shake the oil or else it just goes everywhere.
Oh, I have to lift this thing up.
Oh, there you go. We are professionals.
Honestly, we need to figure out a way to get the drops just perfect, you know? Because if you're going to cook with it, now these ones right here are fairly benign. Like if you add an extra drop of these ones, it's not going to blow your whole thing. But like if you're cooking with something, oregano or thyme, an extra drop can just completely ruin what you're cooking.
Well, they say to use a toothpick. Put a toothpick in, swirl it around, so that you don't go over that whole drop. But dessert, who doesn't want more cinnamon? I do.
You know?
But this is the man's show. He's baking.
Well,
He's baking
it can be
pie.
your show too. I mean,
Well, this is the Man and Vanna show.
All right.
Oh.
How
More?
about that?
Do some more.
You,
Just push the limits. Just keep going.
you kidding me? That's good enough.
You sure?
I may have put a little bit too much sweet potato in there.
Oh, that looks delicious.
All right, now let's go in the oven with the apple pie. Can they still see me? Nope, I'm hiding.
No, he disappeared down into the oven. It's a man-eating oven. He just goes and walks into it.
So this is supposed to cook for like an hour and a half, so...
Look at that. Not even a mess.
There we
He's
go.
such a clean chef. I could
Right?
cook with him any day.
Well, we've made our apple pie, we've made our sweet potato pie, and now we're making the main course. I know that sounds backwards, but it just takes forever for those pies to
Dessert
start.
first.
Dessert
Main
first.
course later.
Right? Right. So what we're making now is some goose. And this is wild goose that a neighbor gave me yesterday that he went out and got. And so first we're going to start, I'm going to turn that on here, and we're going to cook these onions a little bit, and then we're also going to brown the goose a little bit before we add it in, and we're going to put it in this Dutch oven. And I'm using the Dutch oven right on the stove top. Now, most people don't know that you can use a Dutch oven right on the stove top, especially if you have only if you have a good gas burner like this stove here.
So you don't want electric.
Right, electric's not going to work. If you do have electric, you can take the rack out of your oven and stick it in your oven and put it on at like 350 or something like
Right
that.
on top of the burner?
Well, if you got an electric burner on the bottom and stuff, I put like a couple cinder blocks in there to set the Dutch oven on top so it doesn't get it right on top of those burners.
Wow, get some bricks. Throw
Yes.
it in the oven.
Right?
Like I like to see
Why
it.
not? Why not, right? So I'm going to use some of this fresh olive oil, and I really like good fresh olive oil, and it's worth paying the extra money for the fresh olive oil.
Onion.
Yes, we're going to brown these onions.
A
little
bowl
bit.
of onions.
A bowl of onions. And that's going to bring out some of the flavor of those onions, you know, like a caramel onion or like a French onion soup. Alright, so we're putting the goose breasts in the pan now to brown. Butter makes everything taste better.
Amazing. I love
You know
butter.
what? I need more butter than that. This is ridiculous. This is a Dutch oven. Like, you gotta have like Like if this was a real store-bought butter, I'd like to give it a whole stick, right?
Right.
So we're gonna melt this. Sorry, people, in the microwave.
Oh, radiation butter. I love
Right?
it.
Oh, fine. You know what? Maybe I will do that.
Oh.
I'm not gonna do microwave.
No
Yeah,
microwave.
we'll cut that part out of the deal, right? So you put it in the whole.
With the olive oil, why don't you just dump that in there with the olive oil? No?
Well, olive oil, butter. Butter's better anyway, right?
They make everything better.
Right. All right, so I'm gonna melt the butter on the stove. Since Emily was telling me that the microwave has radiation,
We're all gonna die.
and since we're using essential oils, we might as well be healthy all around, right?
Yes. He has the organic flours, the grass-fed butter, the grass-fed duck. What? Goose? Goose?
Goose. It's goose, not duck. It's goose.
Oh, right. And then we have pure, better than organic essential oils. Why use roasted butter in the microwave? People, tell me. This doesn't make sense.
So, rosemary. You put a couple drops of that in there.
It also helps with focus, memory. Rosemary is great for memory.
Very good. See, that's why I bought
You eat it, right?
Mm-hmm. And a couple drops of thyme.
Thyme. What is thyme good for? Medicinal.
It's antifungal.
Antifungal. There you go.
Yeah. So,
I don't use it very often because I have like basil and aluca. Antifungal thyme. Very good.
what does black pepper do?
Black pepper, it boosts your immune system, and it also helps to get rid of the cravings to smoke. So people who love smoking, this is the oil that you want. Oh, I see.
Now it's all mixed in there, and so that when I pour it all over all this stuff to cook, so if I put just a couple drops in there, it's not going to drop and deal in place.
Well, wouldn't you want to put the garlic in the butter to make it like clean the oil out of the garlic? Would that do that?
Well, it's going to get all mixed in there anyway.
Well, that's true.
All right. So we are ready to put the potatoes, the carrots, and I'm going to mix it a little bit with the onions that we're cooking in there, so the onions don't get burned on the bottom.
That's quite the pot.
Right?
Mm-hmm. You could probably bake your whole turkey in there.
My store probably could.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll put some of this garlic in there. I'm going to turn this down because if you leave it too high, it'll get burnt on the bottom. But then if they can pour this all over the potatoes and the goose. Now, I don't need to really put any water in here.
Why?
Well, because the vegetables are going to release a little bit of water.
Mm.
There's going to be a little bit of water released from the actual goose meat.
Mm.
And so, I'm just going to turn it down low. Just let it simmer. Add a little bit of salt in here. Wait for it.
Wow.
So
the pies are cooking. The goose is cooking.
yep.
Cooked your goose. All right. Magically delicious. It's all finished.
Yes, indeed. Should we show them the pies up close?
Look at this. You see that? What is this again? Goose?
Yes.
Okay.
And
You got
here
your
is
carrots.
apple pie. And there you go. There you go.
Sweet potato pie!
Yes, I said pumpkin pie, but it's sweet potato pie. Yes. So excited to get into these. But excellent.
And cheese and crackers while we waited for it all to finish cooking.
Right. So thanks for watching, and there's going to be a lot more. And we're just going to continue giving you high quality, useful information and
Good stuff.
good stuff.
Oh yeah, this is awesome, Jared.
Very
The
good.
oils just take it to a whole nother level. I love it.
Good. Well, excellent. Thank you much.
Join us again. See what he's cooking up next week.